No one knows for sure when it will happen, but it's closer every day. With all the talk about Biden's declining mental state, it's ironic, to say the least, that Trump's tumble into mental illness doesn't lead every story, every day, everywhere. I mean, in the last year alone, well, you've seen him.
We're close to World War II because we have people in the White House that World War III. Thank you. If everybody gets out and votes on January 5th or before. Also, we have many Azerasians in our room. Anybody in New Hampshire that votes for Biden and Kamala.
And it's all coming through Iran, and Obama he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to mention.
Well, you mean President Biden?
Putin, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear war theory. Do I get electrocuted? If the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking. Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, nobody's ever asked me that question.
Now, when some people get lost in the fog of dementia, which has to be hard and painful to endure and to experience even secondhand, well, some people become sweet and almost childlike. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Because right now, Trump is morphing into a legitimate paranoid sociopath who's willing to destroy anything and anyone who crosses him. And now that list is growing and in unlikely places. Where in the past, Trump has threatened Schiff and Swalwell, Pelosi, Obama, and Biden. Now he's going after anyone who opposes him. And he sounds insane. He tweeted this last night.
How much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteing for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he's such a fan of hers? Isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? What about Beyonce? How much went to Oprah and Bono? I'm going to call for a major investigation into this matter. Candidates aren't allowed to pay for endorsements, which is what Kamala did, under the guise of paying for entertainment. In addition, this was a very expensive and desperate attempt to artificially build up her sparse crowds. It's not legal. For these unpatriotic entertainers, this is just a corrupt and unlawful way to capitalize on a broken system.
And then his mind collapsed. Trump tweeted this morning.
According to news reports, Beyonce was paid $11 million to walk into a stage, quickly endorse Kamala, and walk off to loud booing for never having performed. Not even one song. Remember, the Democrats and Kamala illegally paid her millions of dollars for doing nothing other than giving Kamala a full-throated endorsement. This is an illegal election scam at the highest level. It's an illegal campaign contribution. Bruce Springsteen, Oprah, Bono, and perhaps many others have a lot of explaining to do.
That dude is losing it. But before we go further, none of what he wrote is true and has no basis in fact. But what is the law surrounding his insanity? Again, Trump is claiming Kamala Harris paid the celebrities after the campaign paid Oprah's production company $1 million. Now, the Federal Election Commission rules require campaigns to pay fair market value for any ancillary costs of performances, such as wages for band members and producers, etc. And we went through all of this last November. And even if it was illegal, there's no proof the Harris campaign was lying. So why is this happening? Why would the president, who won the election, turn on Americans expressing their right to call him out? Because he's nuts. Before this latest implosion, Trump said this.
Yamiche, let's go back to President Trump here. He also took to social media on Friday, lashing out at folks from the world of entertainment. We're talking about Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen. What did he have to say?
Well, President Trump took aim at rock star Bruce Springsteing, calling him highly overrated and a pushy, obnoxious jerk. The president lashed out after Springsteen, who is currently on tour in England, said the president is unfit for office and that the Trump administration is corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous. The president also took a swipe at pop star Taylor Swift, claiming she's no longer hot after President Trump said he hated her. It's not clear what prompted that Taylor Swift post, although the president has bashed her ever since she endorsed former Vice President Kamala Harris in last year's election.
That was just the beginning. And then when Springsteen doubled down, Trump lost it. So what does this mean? Well, let's do this one more time. The right-wing Washington Examiner reported that last week the Harris campaign had paid $1 million to Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions back in October. Now, Winfrey and her production company insist, and have the paperwork to prove it, that the money went to paying for set design, lights, cameras, microphones, crews, producers, and everything else required to put on a live town hall event. Now, to make it clear, a candidate can pay a performer to appear at a campaign event, but the payment must be for the services provided and not for an endorsement. Can they pay for an endorsement? Yeah, technically. There's no explicit law against a candidate paying for an endorsement. But Harris and all the paperwork says that no one got paid for endorsing anybody. They performed for free because They hate Trump. The list of performers from Springsteen to Bono to Lady Gaga to Green Day to Adele to Beyonce, Celine Dion, and many more. Well, this begins to show you what's wrong here. Trump's fragile mental state is best understood by this video of an AI Trump doing a stadium show as a star.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
He wants so desperately to be loved by show business, but that is so far from the reality of what is actually happening.
Hey, Trump. F you.
Trump's attack on the media and his embrace of murderous dictators, as well as questioning whether or not he'll follow the Constitution.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Well, it has struck a chord, and not just metaphorically. American citizens and rock stars are pissed.
In my home, the America I love, the America I've written about, that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration.
And what hurts man-titties the most is these are the very people he wants to love him. But that ship has sailed and sunk. Trump's world has now been reduced to a few moments with Chachi, John Voight, and Kid Rock. And that has his declining mental state on fire. When Trump is threatening the free speech of ABC for covering his $400 million gift from a terrorist state.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much, you pick up your ball, and you walk to the next hole.
And CBS for interviewing Harris. It makes sense then. He would attack artists across the U.S. who see his malignant narcissism as a real and present danger. But going after Springsteen, not too smart. Two reasons. One, he has 50 million ardent fans. And two, Donnie, you're an old dodgering fat guy growing old in Florida. And Springsteen, he does 250 dates a year. And this might be the most important thing. He's from New Jersey.
Damn right.
Trump is a sexual predator.
You're a nasty person. Bloated and fat and disgusting. We're a nation that speaks English.
Look, if something like that thing start goggling.
You're an idiot!
Goddamn right.
Drop your pants.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes!
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.